Here's a big thing you mentioned a couple times, like starting, failing, starting again. Many misstarts with Artifact, which is one of the reasons I'm trying to hang my hat on that a little bit as we're talking. Talk about that in the sphere of your work, being a multi-hyphenate artist and being involved in so many things. What role does that play for you?
Well, I only succeed a little bit because I fail a lot. That's a fact. I'll write hundreds of songs just to come up with 10 that are worthy to make the album. We'll have a 5-hour cut of Artifact just to get 90 minutes that's watchable. But failure is often the thing that leads us to success, and success is often the thing that leads us to fail. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing to say, but it's a true, I believe it, and I found it to be true in my life. But failure is a great opportunity. Andy Warhol,
one of my favorite artists of all time.
The most famous artists in the world. Okay, Picasso and Andy Warhol, hands down. Okay, and I would say Andy Warhol, the most recognizable, most famous artist in the world, and will be for the next 100 years. So his first show in Los Angeles, he sold none of his artwork. I think that someone felt bad and maybe bought one of the pieces.
Yeah.
The soup cans.
Yeah.
And one or two, and there were a ton of them. And the gallery owner ended up buying them back from the people and kept it together as a set.
I remember reading that.
Yeah, and he said, Andy, I really think these should be kept together. The show didn't go so well, but you're incredible. I love these. I'd like to buy them all. How much do you want for them? And Andy said, well, send me a check for $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, which ended up being worth hundreds of millions.
He sold them for, I think, for $16 or $20 million, and now I think they're worth about $100 million. But regardless, here's a guy who had a lot of success in his life and a ton of failure. But I like what he said it about criticism, not just about failure, is that, just keep making art. Let other people decide if it's good or bad. And while they're trying to decide, you just continue to make art. That's a great, simple philosophy. You do what you got to do. Fail a lot, because in the failure becomes the most beautiful reward and result.